Hey guys, I'm excited to share this mini PC with you. It is the Beelink X45 Premium with the new Gemini Lake G4105 quad-core CPU, 6GB of DDR4 memory and a 128GB SSD for around $200. But do check the links down below in the description for current pricing. I've been using the previous Apollo Lake model 24/7 as my home server and connected to my TV, and it's been working great. So I really wanted to see what this new model can do. I asked around for a review unit and GearBest was happy to work with us. Do check out the links in the description for latest pricing and maybe some coupon codes as well. Do stick around until the end of the video. As a bonus, I've captured more than 10 games, and if you're looking for something specific, there are time codes in the description. Let's open up the box and have a look what is inside. On the back of the box we can see there are different configurations. The X45 is available in two configurations, the X45 Basic and Premium. Both have the Celeron J4105 CPU and the HD Graphics 600, but the X45 Basic only has 4GB of RAM and only 64GB of eMMC storage, whereas the X45 Premium has 6GB of RAM and a 128GB mSATA SSD. And also available is the X55 Ultimate. That one has the J5005 processor, faster and also better graphics, the Intel HD 605. In terms of RAM, we're getting a small boost to 8GB and the same 128GB mSATA SSD. In this video we will check out the X45 Premium with 6GB of RAM and a 128GB mSATA SSD, but I will put links down below in the video description to all three models. Okay, so let's find out what's inside. So we've got a user manual, there's some paperwork here, instructions to activate your system. Let's have a look what's in here. This seems to be some kind of an accessory pack. Okay, there's quite a bit of stuff going on. So we've got our power supply. This one is with the European adapter. This could be like a VESA mounting bracket, but I will confirm what it is later. We get some screws, some more screws. What is this? Ah, yes. So you can actually install a full 2.5-inch hard drive or SSD, and that's the adapter that goes inside. We're also getting two HDMI cords, a longer one, and I think that's just a shorter version. So the first thing that stands out is just how compact that is. It's the same size as my previous Beelink, but it's a little bit taller because you can install a 2.5-inch hard drive, but it also has active cooling, and that's something I actually wanted, and I also recommend that you get one of these with active cooling. We will talk about why and the performance later in the video. Let's have a look at all the connectors. In the front we have two USB 3.0 ports. There's a headset connector, so that uses the TRS plug, one plug for headphones as well as the microphone, and here we've got the power button. On the left side we can see some cooling slots, and on the right hand side also some cooling slots as well as a memory card reader. And let's have a look at what's going on in the back. Here's all the interesting stuff. Two USB 3.0 ports, gigabit Ethernet, and look at that, two HDMI output ports, and they are HDMI 2.0 compatible, so you can drive 4K Ultra HD resolution at 60 FPS. Here goes the power supply, and this is for a Kensington lock. So I've got the whole weekend to put the Beelink X45 Premium through its paces. It's going to go into the computer lab, connected to the capture computer. I will run all sorts of benchmarks and test everything out, and I will be back in a short while and tell you what I think of this unit. And I'm back, and I've been playing around with the unit over the weekend, so let's dive straight into some benchmarks. Let's have a look at the CPU performance first. We got CPU set here, and we're looking at 3 generations of mini PCs, from the older Atom Z8350, then the orange bar, that's the N3450 Apollo Lake, and the gray bar is of course the Beelink X45 Premium. And we can see a boost in performance across the board, but especially in the multi-thread benchmark, the current Gemini Lake is well ahead of the older generations. And here we have some 3D graphics results, and we can see the Beelink X45 Premium, that's the gray result, is faster than the previous generations. Now do stick around to the end of the video, we will have a look at a couple of games. I ran Crystal Disk Mark to see what the integrated SSD can do, and we're getting much better performance compared to the previous model with the slower eMMC storage. The integrated gigabit Ethernet is from Realtek, but the Bluetooth and Wi-Fi comes from Intel. We've got an 802.11 AC dual band wireless adapter, and the performance is really good. Even at the far end of my house, I saw over 30 megabytes per second or over 200 megabits per second without any slowdown. So that's a third of gigabit basically. And yeah, that's good enough for streaming 4K without any issues. In terms of playing back media, it does everything, playing local video files, streaming over the network, Netflix, YouTube, but even the previous unit, the Beelink M1, it didn't have any issues with that. The added benefit is now that you can use the HDMI 2.0 outputs and watch up to 4K and 60 FPS. Here we have the ratings of the power supply, 12 volts and 2000 milliamps. The integrated fan is extremely quiet. Most of the time it doesn't even turn. It's only when you're doing some intense gaming or some CPU intense stuff that the fan is starting to spin up, and it sounds a little bit louder than an external hard drive, but not much. And I'd be very surprised if you have any complaints about the fan noise. In terms of cooling performance, it does a really good job. Usually the temperatures are between 60 and 70 degrees. I use a power meter to keep an eye out on power consumption, and under idle, sitting on the desktop, we're getting a power reading of 6 watts, and when playing games and running benchmarks, the highest I saw was 16 watts. I had a look in the BIOS, pressed the delete key when you turn on the machine, and it seems to be fully unlocked. It has a ton of options, even some settings to play around with raising the power limit. I wasn't quite successful, but look, this is a new unit and very likely someone will figure out how to get some more performance out of this machine, especially with the fan and the good cooling solution. This machine just begs to be overclocked. The unit came pre-installed with Windows 10 Home Edition and it's got a license of course, but I always do a clean Windows 10 installation. Do back up the driver folder before you wipe away the hard drive, and then you just download Windows 10 from the store onto a USB flash drive, install it, and you will find that the digital license is activated and ready to go. Now, of course, not every product is perfect. Usually I run into some quirks or area for improvement. The first one is the blue LED behind the power button. It's a little bit bright and that might be something that annoys some of you. The other thing I noticed is that the USB ports are upside down, so you have to turn around USB flash drives and other devices. This is just a minor detail, but definitely worth pointing out. And I also noticed a difference in advertised memory speed. The datasheet states 2400 MHz for the DDR4 memory, but all the tools in the BIOS report that it's only running at 2133 MHz. So let's wrap up this video. The X45 Premium turned out pretty much what I expected. Over the previous Apollo Lake mini PCs, we get an improvement across the board. And if we compare it to the even older Atom Z8000 CPUs, then you're going to get a massive performance improvement. Really nice is the upgrade to HDMI 2.0 for those of you with 4K monitors or TVs. And you can drive 2 displays, which is also nice. If you need more storage for media files, for example, you can easily install a 2.5-inch drive, and the fan turned out to be really quiet, but kept the temperatures nice and cool. Networking is also great with gigabit Ethernet and very good wireless performance, and it's nice to see a total of 4 USB 3.0 ports. So all in all, this is a nice little PC with excellent value, and you can do all sorts of things with such a mini PC. I have it connected to my TV, so I watch YouTube and Netflix, browse the internet, drive a TV tuner, but it's also my home server with 2 external hard drives in mirrored RAID, and it runs 24/7 while being quite an energy efficient. And that's pretty much it for this video. We're gonna have a look at some games now, and if you have any questions or comments about this product, do leave them down below in the comments. Always eager to hear from you. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you soon with another one.
Commencing pursuit. Vehicle is a black Vauxhall EX220. You don't really want to alert the guards.
I'm on it!
Hey, bro. What took you so long? Try to find a way around.